Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, baby mums and baby dads, welcome back to Rod Reacts channel. Today I'm joined with special guest Mike's from the 3 Points.
You know how it goes. Appreciate you having me here.
No problem, man. Always a joy. Talking about a lot. So I'll make sure to leave a link to the channel in the description as well. Talking a lot about football, boxing, and hoops. So yeah, just let the people know what you're about, what you're on, and yeah, just let them know.
Yeah. So what? Obviously, the 3 Point show I just cover pretty much mainly the highlights in all sports. I mainly talk about football and basketball. More basketball now. I'm gearing towards basketball. But yeah, just something that I just thought about doing because you know what I mean. I just talk about sports off camera bare, so I might as well just put on camera and just let people watch it. And then some people like it anyway, so it's good enough for me.
Exactly that, man. So similar idea. Just like I talk about it all the time. Why not put it out there? You know what I mean? You never know what opportunity or what you can create out of it, what can happen out of it. So you know what I'm saying. So hopefully turn into something. Well, yeah, turn into something big, man. A nice culture in the country is needed. Right?
Yeah, it's needed. Yeah, it's like a little change. Change gonna come.
Exactly.
Change gonna come.
All right. To kick things off, first we'll just talk about Western Conference. Just kind of brush over that. Yeah, because I remember I saw you as well and watched your video about that the Lakers needed to be more physical on Jamal Murray. And I was like, yeah, you know what? It makes sense because then when Rondo was very physical on him, I saw that now it made a bit of a friction in his game. He's moving like, that is a bit, you know what I mean? It's choking him. So what are your thoughts anyway?
Do you know, with certain players, and I said this before, with certain players, like Jokic, like Jamal Murray, like Vucevic, certain players, they're so skilled.
Yeah.
So you can't actually guard them one-on-one or in a zone defense without being physical with them. Once you saw when Dwight Howard was in the lineup, not Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee was in the lineup against Joker. Joker was doing what he can, mainly because JaVale McGee is not really that defensive option. He's more of he puts backs, he gets a lot of rebounds. But Dwight Howard is a former defensive player of the year. He can rebound the hell out of the ball, and he's annoying. You know what I mean? Long story short, he's annoying. Yeah. So to get someone like him on Jokic, and if you nullify Jokic, for me, you nullify the Nuggets. And they went from the Denver Nuggets to the Chicken Nuggets ever since Dwight Howard came into the lineup. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where I just feel like once you got physical with someone like him, it was done. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Because literally, as soon as I saw as once they put the white on him, Jokic was like, yeah, it's a bit. When someone's just an annoying guy, like, okay, you're more skilled, but he's getting to you. So just just getting to him. It was physical. Sometimes he'll do a bit of unnecessary fouls, but it kind of like threw him off. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yeah. So once they actually nullified Jokic, it was just from there, like you say, they became the Chicken Nuggets, and the Lakers ate. They ate. It was a feast.
Ate up. You know what I mean? LeBron James got his barbecue sauce out because he enjoyed them Nuggets well, especially in the fourth quarter. But then you look, I think a lot of the times in the NBA, I think the bigger and better team, most of the time, wins. I mean, Golden State is the exception. Yeah, the exception. But most of the time, when you have bigger players than the other teams, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, you know what I mean. If you go back to most of the teams in the that's won championships every year. You could go back even to the Dallas Mavericks or whatever. Tyson Chandler was on that team to be a rough body. The Denver Nuggets don't have that. So, and low key, the Clippers don't have that. That's why it became an even battle between those two, where it really should have been over. You're looking at the length of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. They should be absolutely eating. At least one of them should take Jamal Murray. But Jamal Murray started cooking. And ever since Lou Williams and Pat Bev, then Pat Bev is obviously, to me, he's not as great as everyone thinks he is. He on defense, he relies on his reputation. Lou Williams, there's no hiding it. He's not a great defender either. So I think in terms of matchups, the Denver Nuggets they had their way. And then when you have Jokic down low, that's just, I mean, who's going to guard him? Montrezl Harrell? You know what I mean? He's too small for him, man. And with Jokic's passing range, he reminds me a bit of myself, you know what I mean? But with his passing range, yeah, he's just different gravy, man. Serious.
Exactly. So that's literally that was the case. Once they'd done that, it was all over. And I'll give props to Murray for stepping up, because I feel like with the Nuggets, they needed someone to really be a definitive star in their team. I feel like Murray was very inconsistent before, and he took a backseat quite a few times. Whereas in the bubble, he just said, "Nah, like, I need to be up there with Jokic." And I think with that, that's what led them obviously all the way to the Western Conference Final. And also props to Jeremy Grant, because he also stepped up. He played big, like. He played big, and I was just like, yeah, this guy, like, obviously taken from OKC, he was really athletic wing there. You can defend and you could attack. His shot has improved because he was making a lot of, pull up J's and off dribble shots. And I was like, yeah, he's going in. And I even saw.
I think
what was funny is that after the game, LeBron was talking to him.
Recruiting.
He was talking to him. Then it comes out, so he's gonna deny his contract, and it's like this man's already put.
Yeah, it works. I mean, you got to think about it. Jeremy Grant did. I think he's probably one of the few. Obviously, the star players and people that had potential in terms of Jamal Murray. I think Jamal Murray is like 4th or 5th pick. We all know these people were going to be stars. Yeah. Jeremy Grant wasn't, but Jeremy Grant, what he done is he took all the money that Montrezl Harrell left in the bubble. Yeah. Montrezl Harrell was meant to be the series, the finals, whatever. That Montrezl Harrell established himself because he's a restricted free agent now. You know what I mean? He's unrestricted, sorry. So I think people would have gave him big piece, but now I think you see limitations in his game, and you think he's not as great as you think he is. I think, let me touch on the Nuggets real quick, if you don't mind. You see Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Emerged himself, one of the best players in the bubble, especially in like the first 8 games. His problem at 6'10" is that he's not the greatest rebounder. He's not, and he's definitely not a great defender. I think a lot of people forget that you can't, in my opinion, you can't be a talented defender. It's all about how bad you're so far and away that you don't have to worry about it. But this is the NBA. Everyone can play. Everyone can hoop. So that's when you see people like Jeremy Grant getting his minutes. When you see Paul Millsap getting his minutes. It's not that Michael Porter Jr. can't play. Or I call him Michael Porter Jordan. It's not that he can't play. It's just that he doesn't impact the game well enough on the defensive end. And when LeBron James is on the court, when you can Kentavious Caldwell-Pope that runs around a lot, Danny Green, I don't know what he's doing. Danny Green, we call it Danny Green, but he's in a purple patch right now. The guy can't shoot nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just think the Nuggets, I think they've got a finals in them in the near future. But right now, nah.
Yeah, exactly. So you're exactly right as well. The limitation on Harrell, and especially that's it. With MPJ is like it literally just fancy it. Like you say, in terms of him defending, is like it's different because when you're in the off season, you can work on your offensive game. You can work on different moves to bully defenders, get them out. You know what I mean? You can work on. You can add weapons. You can't really work on defense like that's just in game. You just got to play. You know what I mean? You could obviously do minor tweaks. Your body composition, how you're gonna defend the player, or knowing the weaknesses. How you can make it tough on them, like just sort of little things. But at the end of the day, it's just about gluing to whoever you're guarding and just putting a body there. If you're not doing that and you're lazy, you're gonna get cooked.
Yeah, you're gonna get cooked. You're gonna get cooked, and it don't help getting cooked when your team's name is the Nuggets. You know what I mean? It's not gonna go well. You know what I mean? I think he's got it. I think Michael Porter, he's got this potential to be a star. I think on the last 2K, I remember he used to play my brother because he used to come off the bench. Yeah. Not many, because he obviously played 3 games at Missouri, and he went, I think, 13th or 14th in the draft. I can't remember. Not many people. That's when I started paying attention. In last year's 2K, I was thinking, wow, who's this guy? Then I went back and watched some of these clips in high school and college and all that stuff. He's got it. I think him, Jamal Murray, and Jokic going forward. I mean, there's some. And let's not forget, Will Barton wasn't in the bubble, or he was injured. Sorry, Gary Harris also got injured. So you're looking at some of these players that I think they could have a complete team in the future. You know, what I mean, they got some, but they ain't enough for LeBron and AD.
That's it. That's exactly it. And the way LeBron closed it out, I was watching the game. I just said, he really channeled his inner Kobe and said, nah, this is. He's like, yeah, AD, KCP, all you, man. Thanks for obviously getting us to this point. But now I'm going to seal it away because I ain't here for no games. I ain't trying to play one more game. That's not me. You know what I mean? And he just came, boom, 9 straight points. Like, couldn't stop him. You just said, I'm taking away your dreams. But it just step back, mid, fade, free. It just, what was they? And it's like, couldn't defend the pick and roll because that's literally all he was running and getting buckets, literally back to back to back.
Back to back to back. You see, you know what LeBron is, yeah? You see LeBron, he's not a KD when it comes to jump shooting or Kawhi Leonard. But if he's got his jumper going, it's good night. It's good night. We saw about it in the fourth quarter last night. I mean, if anyone said, if Skip Bayless says he's not clutch again, I'm gonna stop watching Sunday Spirit because
that guy single-handedly annoys me. Like when he opens his mouth, I just say, "What are you doing, bro? What? No!" He keeps mentioning the Clippers were the B. The Clippers are out. They didn't make it through. Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone. Long time. They got booted. I think their checkout was at 12 o'clock. Here's my thing about it. Why you keep saying that when the Nuggets beat the Clippers? It's not like the Clippers lost to, I don't know. I don't know. But the Nuggets actually beat them whilst coming back from 3-1 down. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it was a fluke or random or whatever, or lucky shots. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think the AD LeBron tandem. Where would you rank them in terms of like all time 1-2 like combinations?
What, LeBron AD?
Yeah.
Man, that's tough.
Obviously they haven't. Obviously they haven't won a chip yet, and some of the names we're going to talk about have more than one or more. But let's talk about just talent-wise and whatever. From what you see,
I mean, it's like going against a 6'9" Kobe and a thinner, athletic Shaq. Like that's what it reminds of because you've got LeBron with the playmaking ability that he has to see the floor and put, AD in a position to be successful. And then AD, his skill set, dominant inside and out, is an issue. Like, all time is, I think, keeping up how they have been playing and are playing, they could make it into definitely top 10. Definitely top 10.
Okay.
Depending on how they dominate, but if they continue playing like this consistently over the course of the, back end of LeBron's career, they could end up squeezing into top
5. But how many rings do they need for that?
You know what? If they win this one and 2 more, I think they solidified themselves in top 5.
Yeah.
If they win, obviously this and another one, then top 10 they can easily just not easily, but they can slide their way through there.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to win many rings outside of maybe next year is their best opportunity. But we've doubted LeBron. Well, I haven't, but many people have doubted LeBron before, so you never know what's going to happen. But 37, 38, it's going to be unlikely. I'm not saying impossible, unlikely, but. I just look at what both of them can do. I mean, AD, he averaged, 31 points in this thingy. Only 6 rebounds, which is crazy. But 31 points in this series. And you've got LeBron James average 27, 10, and 9. I mean, these are numbers that we think Jesus, how are you meant to average that over a series? You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, man.
Exactly.
Look, check it, and I don't need motivation. Me, I had that when I was stuck up in the station.